Good evening and happy Saturday as we welcome you into Unioto High School as the Shermans are set to play host to the Zane Trace Pioneers in a Saturday night SVC matchup. Along with John Bruce, my name is Dewey Daly as we welcome you into tonight's coverage. And John, Unioto Zane Trace, one of the more anticipated matchups, not just in basketball, not just in football, but in all sports throughout the calendar season. Should be a fun way to end out our coverage here in 2024.
Yeah, it's two schools that are, I believe, within 5 to 10 miles of each other. Only a river separates the school districts, and that, is partially why they're such a heated rivalry. Also why is A, it's competitive, and B, they're usually both very strong teams, and most sports, especially basketball, over the past decade or so for both teams.
Yep, last 10 meetings for Unioto and Zane Trace have been an even 5 wins for each team. Now, it's been a lot more Pioneers as of late, as Zane Trace has won 4 of the last 5. However, here at Unioto, the Shermans have won 8 of the last 2. So it's been a very favorable home court matchup for the Shermans as of late. But as I mentioned, 4 of the last 5 have gone the Pioneers' way.
Yeah, it's you can never really tell what's going to happen because the crowds are usually very big. This is a smaller gym, so it's going to be very loud in here. When the Unioto band is here, it's even louder. So it's a hard place to play, but if you can adjust to it quickly, it's not you can deal with it very quickly, like Zane Trace has over the last few years. And when you've got players that they've had, the Robinsons, Landon now, Nayland before. They've had some really level-headed kids that they don't get shaken by the big crowds. And that is why Zane Trace has been so competitive and winning so many of these games over the last few years.
And, John, something you'll most likely hear both of us talk about throughout the broadcast here tonight is just how competitive this matchup has been here at Unioto over the last 3 years. As in the last 3 meetings between these two teams, the game-winning shot has been made in the final 10 seconds of each contest, with 2 of those coming at the buzzer. The average margin of victory the last 3 meetings here at Unioto, 1.6 points.
Yeah, it's been a really tightly contested matchup each of the last 3 years. And, when the game's coming down to the last few seconds every time, that just makes it even more fun, especially for, us to do this. WKKJ's here doing their stuff as well. It's a really fun environment. And then when you see those stats, like you just said, it just makes it to where, you anticipate this is going to be a really fun matchup tonight.
And for the Unioto Shermans coming in to tonight, 4-2 overall, 4-1 in league play under first-year head coach Matt Combs. For Zane Trace, off to a 7-0, 5-0 start in league play. Also first-year head coach in Tyler Cassidy. So you go a season removed from both Gary Kello and Matt Hoops. I believe 2 and 3 in conference wins in the Scioto Valley Conference. New faces leading the charge here in this historic rivalry.
Yeah, and one's got more experience, and Matt Combs with much more experience, close to 300 career wins, and actually maybe over the 300-win mark as well. Tyler Cassidy, only 3 years of varsity experience up at Circleville, but clearly whatever he picked up there and in his time away from Circleville, he has done at a high level because the Pioneers are absolutely rolling right now, led by a pair of juniors and Gunnar McCullough, 14.1 points, 7.9 rebounds a game, and Grady Stewart, 14 points a game, and is shooting 55% from three-point range. That's insane. And coming into this year, you thought it was going to be mostly seniors for this Pioneer team. Well, Cohen Larson out with a lower leg injury. Still looks like he's going to be quite some time. Landon Jarrell out with a wrist injury, but looks like he's going to be back sooner rather than later. So you had to have some underclassmen step up to fill in those spots. And, man, McCullough and Stewart have done it at a high level. The seniors have also played well. Ezra Rippeth with 10.4 points a game. Landon Robinson, 9.1 points a game, and also 6.3 assists a game. And then Noah Houston, 5.1 points a game. They don't have a ton of depth off the bench, but Judah Hanks and Roman Berry can give some good minutes for them just to give those guys some breaks. But for the most part, you're going to see pretty much just the same five for most of the game, besides Berry running the point a little bit here and there.
And John, obviously Zane Trace, an undefeated 7-0, 5-0 in league play. What do the Pioneers have to do tonight to win in a hostile environment and remain undefeated in conference play?
Shoot well. You're shooting 40% from the three-point range as a team, 41 of 103. If they can knock down their fair share of threes, if Grady Stewart can get going early, like I said, 55% from three. But I think Landon Robinson is probably the key in this game, because if he can beat his man and then find the defenders inside, or find his offensive players inside, they're going to be much more, they're going to have much more of an advantage around the basket, which is where Gunnar McCullough can really step up and make plays throughout the night. So that's obviously a big thing there for Zane Trace. They've also got a guard, and they've got to do what they can to slow down Blake Fitch. 16.5 points a game, 5.2 assists a game, and then also never foul Blake Fitch also, because he's 90% from the foul line this year. He was 90% last year to lead the entire state of Ohio. And it's he does it at a really high level.
And then John, for Unioto, 4-2 on the year, opened up against a really tough Miami Trace team that obviously has aspirations to win the Frontier Athletic Conference, and then a loss up at the Dome to Westfall, I believe, last week. For Unioto, what has to happen tonight to stay out of the loss column?
Well, in that loss up at Westfall, they missed a lot of layups. They also didn't get any scoring. Well, only 2 points from Caden Curtright and Jackson Zickers combined. Those two average over 16 points a game. So they need them to play their normal game. They need KB Perkins to play at a high level, because right now Gunnar McCullough is doing a lot of what KB Perkins has done over the last couple of years as far as his offensive rebounding and scoring around the basket. So they need Perkins to contain Gunnar McCullough, and they also need Blake Fitch and Blake Hoops to have their typical games, if not a little bit better than normal.
Shermans and Pioneers, Saturday night Scioto Valley Conference matchup coming up next here on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real, reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie & Son Trucking. Willie & Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
We welcome you back to Unioto High School. Starters moments away from being introduced. The 123rd meeting between these two teams moments away here on this beautiful Saturday night inside Unioto High School. John Bruce along with Dewey Daly bringing you tonight's coverage. John, should be a great way to start off the two-round matchup between these two teams this season.
Yeah, this should be a really fun matchup. Now the second one probably will be a little more fun when Gerald for sure is back, because he's one of the best players in the SVC. But this Zane Trace team is 7-0 for a reason. They're 7-0 because they can flat out play, they can flat out shoot, and it's going to be exciting to see how Unioto deals with all of those shooters for Zane Trace. If they can't slow them down or run them off the three-point line, like Coach PJ Fitch was telling me in the pregame, was like what they kind of want to do is not let them get so many open looks from three. If they can do that, it's going to give you a chance. But if they can't, I would say this is going to be Zane Trace. But it's that's something where these are two really good coaching staffs, and how are they going to adjust to try to take away what each team does really well.
So the starters tonight for Zane Trace. The 6'4" junior number 3 Grady Stewart, 6'3" senior Noah Houston, number 5 of 5'10" senior Ezra Rippeth, 6'2" senior number 15 Landon Robinson, and the 6'2" junior number 24 Gunnar McCullough. McCullough coming off of a big night in the Pioneers' last win, a 76-42 win over Payne Valley. 22 points and 10 rebounds for the junior, averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds per game through 7 matches this season. So the starters moments away from being introduced for the Unioto Shermans. Under first-year head coach Matt Combs, 4-2, 4-1. 6 games into the 2024-25 season. So the starters tonight for Unioto: 6'1" senior number 1 Blake Coops, 6'4" senior number 2 KB Perkins, 6' junior number 3 Blake Finch, 5'10" senior number 13 Caden Cutright, and 5'10" junior number 24 Jackson Zickafoos. So both teams ready to go on this Saturday night. 123rd installment of this historic rivalry. Pioneers leading the all-time series 66-56. The pregame technical on the Shermans will allow Landon Robinson to attempt 2 free throws.
89%, not the, if you're the Shermans, you don't really want to see that.
So maybe during the break we'll try to get word of the cause of the pregame technical. Nonetheless, Robinson able to knock down the pair in a 2-0 lead for Zane Trace to open up the night.
Typically that comes from a dunk in pregames, which I feel like we've seen that more this year. So I just don't know if the kids are listening as much as they need to on the, hey, don't do that in the pregame.
A bit of an anticlimactic start to tonight's matchup. Nonetheless, Pioneers and Shermans underway. 2-0 lead for Zane Trace. Prior to the start of the clock, here's Stewart near side. Back out McCullough beyond the arc. Now back to Stewart, has come on strong his junior season. 14 points per game for Grady Stewart. Now Rippeth drives, back out to Stewart left side. Stewart pressured by Cutright, kicks it out to Robinson, now McCullough left side. McCullough going to work underneath, up and under, scoop layup with the left hand, won't go, rebound Fitch. Fitch passes it ahead, Zikafus on the other end, can't answer.
Yeah, and that's
defensive rebound for McCullough and an early foul for Blake Fitch.
And that's the type of stuff that they cannot have at all because, A, Fitch, 16.5 points a game, you need him on the floor, but you also can't miss layups in transition like that. I know there's some help, some good defense there by the Pioneers.
So Robinson walks it across the timeline. Here's Stewart, top of the key, over to Robinson. Stewart left wing, brings it in, passes it out to Noah Houston. Stewart left side, trying to penetrate, pulls up from the left elbow, can't get it to go. Offensive rebound for Ezra Rippeth, feed underneath the McCullough is taken away by Blake Hoops.
It was good work by Rippeth to get the rebound.
Sherman's in transition, Caden Cutright can't answer from the left corner, rebound Stewart.
As I was saying, Rippeth did a good job of getting the rebound, but just hurried the pass.
Robinson down the lane, out to Houston. Short corner jumper is good.
Landon Robinson leads the SVC in assists, gets his first of the night now.
So 2 points for Robinson and 2 points for Houston to open it up for the Pioneers. Fitch on the drive, out to Zikafus, right corner three, got it.
Good drive and kick from Fitch, and then a better finish from Zikafus after. Makes this a 4-3 game. And that's the hard thing with Fitch, because if you don't help on him, he's really good on that dribble drive, but if you help on him, they got some really good shooters.
Stewart going all the way, can't finish, but McCullough, an offensive rebound and putback is good for the junior.
As I mentioned in the pregame, you got to stop the drivers.
Fitch crosses over, going the other way, scoop layup with the right hand is good.
And then you got to stop the ball in transition. So really good follow-up by Gunnar McCullough, and then a nice drive there by Blake Fitch.
Fast-paced action the last minute and a half between the Shermans and Pioneers. Landon Robinson left side three, can't answer. Rebound Hoops, now Fitch up the near sideline. Fitch crosses over and it's tipped out of bounds by Rippeth. It'll stay on this end with Unioto. David Long will check in for KB Perkins.
Yeah, Perkins missed their game on Tuesday with an illness, so I wouldn't be surprised if we see a whole lot of him playing 2 to 3 minutes at a time and then coming out.
The 6'5 Pioneers. 3 minutes into the first quarter. A foul away from the basketball underneath. It'll be Gunnar McCullough, his first, team's first as well.
I don't think that affected literally anything on the play.
So Fitch inbounding underneath for the Shermans, finds Hoops, off the glass, won't go, but an offensive rebound for the senior, up for the putback, won't go.
Already 3 missed layups for the Shermans. That's way too many for an entire game, let alone already.
Stewart's pass is taken away. Blake Hoops with the steal, pulls up in transition, mid-range jumper won't go, rebound goes to Robinson. So the Shermans coming up empty-handed on their last 2 trips on the offensive side. Robinson, backdoor pass to Houston. He cannot hang on. David Long forces the takeaway for Unioto. Fitch in transition with the right hand, unable to get it to go. And the loose ball rolls out of bounds. It'll go with the Pioneers.
Three turnovers for the Pioneers, 4 missed layups for the Shermans. Both teams kind of shooting themselves in the foot so far, which is why we only have a 6-5 game.
Right side, Noah Houston connects from downtown.
Nice drive and kick. Houston averages 5.1 points a game, has 5 already in the first 4 minutes of action.
Houston, of course, had that big 3 in the 4th quarter of last year's matchup. Gets his first here tonight. Hoops on the drive. Scoop layup with the left hand is good.
Nice dribble drive. They get the switch they wanted. And a good finish inside by Blake Hoops.
The Shermans back within 2. Ezra Rippeth off the front iron. An offensive rebound from McCullough. The putback is good for the junior.
3 rebounds and 4 points already for Gunnar McCullough. Just absolutely exposing the Shermans' rebounding issues early.
14 points and 8 rebounds per game through 7 matches for the junior Gunnar McCullough. Off to a hot start tonight. Zickafoos down the lane through contact, can't finish. Strong interior defense by McCullough, who also grabs the rebound.
Yeah, McCullough playing very well early.
Robinson near side. Skip pass to Rippeth, top of the key. Rippeth drives, kicks to Houston into the left corner. Houston without his dribble, outlet pass to Stewart, who has it taken away. Cut right on the break, wide open on the other end, lays it up for 2.
Good hands there by Caden Cutright. Just ripping the ball away from Stewart and getting the layup on the other side. 4 turnovers now for the Pioneers.
Robinson across the timeline for the Pioneers. Pick and roll with McCullough. Robinson looking underneath for the junior. It's taken away by David Long. Outlet pass to Cutright. Will have a first quarter foul on Grady Stewart. Isaac Coy, the sophomore, will check in for Cutright. And it looks like fellow sophomore Jack Welch in for Zickafoos. And a timeout for Tyler Cassidy and the Zane Trace Pioneers. A full timeout for ZT. Will step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Unioto High School. First time out tonight for the Zane Trace Pioneers. Leading Unioto 11-9.
Yeah, more
a little
like
less than 6 minutes into the opening quarter.
More than likely talking about the turnovers at this point as Coach Cassidy, because they're playing well other than just too many turnovers.
Sophomore duo of Jack Welch and Isaac Coy checking in prior to the timeout. Shot for Finches, no good. Thrown back into play by Welch. Loose ball corralled by McCullough. Roman Berry checking in for the Pioneers. Ezra Rippeth can't connect from downtown. Rebound, Blake Hoops.
Rippeth shooting nearly 50% on the year coming in.
Hoops in transition, flips it right side 3 for David Long. Knocks it down.
Really good minutes from David Long so far. A couple of steals and then that corner 3 to give them their first lead in quite some time. Big shot from the junior David Long.
First lead of the night for Unioto, 12-11, 90 seconds to go in the quarter. Robinson out to Stewart, still without points tonight. Feet underneath to McCullough, right side, Landon Robinson for 3, won't go. Blake Hoops, another rebound for Unioto. Fitch down the lane with the right hand. Can't connect. Rebound Robinson. Robinson up the near side to Rippeth. Rippeth penetrating inside. Finishes through contact. Pioneers back out in front.
Yeah, one team making layups, one team not. That's why Zane Trace has this 13-12 lead. That's the 5th missed layup on the other side for the Shermans. Very tough layup there by Ezra Rippeth. Going through the contact, could have got the call as well.
Less than a minute to go here in the first quarter. 13-12. Zane Trace leading Blake Hoop. Step back three off the mark. Rebound corralled by Robinson. Left side, Barry driving, cut off by Blake Fitch. Now McCullough high post. McCullough going to work underneath through contacts, can't bank it in. Offensive rebound for Rippeth, put back off the front iron. Isaac Coy corrals the defensive rebound and a foul on the Pioneers. It'll be on the floor. Ezra Rippeth calling for his first.
Only the 3rd foul of the quarter, so no free throws yet.
Little over 25 and a half seconds to go here in the first. Fitch walks it across the timeline for the Shermans. Ten to shoot for Unioto. Fitch off the screen to the right side, top of the key. Jack Welch for three, off the backboard, won't go. Rebound Grady Stewart. Pass to Robinson, good if it goes from half, can't connect. 8 minutes in, a 13-12 lead for the Zane Trace Pioneers. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Glow Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glow Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glow Fiber is here. Welcome to Glow Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Unioto High School. Pioneers leading the Shermans by 1, 13-12. 8 minutes on the clock, second quarter, moments away here in Frenchtown.
Yeah, each team had one big issue in the first quarter. Big issue for Zane Trace, turnovers, 5 of them. Big issue for Unioto, missed layups, 5 of them. So both teams have missed their fair share of chances at even just getting shots up.
Caden Patterson, a freshman, in for the Shermans. To start the quarter, KB Perkins underneath, counted in the foul.
Yeah, it's just a good job by Perkins. The funny thing is, it's similar to the same move that Gunnar McCall has done twice on the other side. KB's is going to the left, Gunnar's is going to the right. Does a good job going through the contact. That's 2 fouls, though, on Gunnar McCall, and that could be a big one. 4 points, 5 rebounds for the junior.
Perkins unable to convert the three-point play. Another rebound for the senior Landon Robinson. Safe to say Robinson, the most varsity experience among returners for this Pioneer team.
Yeah, Grady Stewart played really well this year, but he's done it without really much varsity experience.
Robinson, short corner runner with the right hand is good.
4 points now for Landon Robinson. We get another lead change early. Our 4th one.
15-14 Pioneers. Less than a minute into quarter number 2. Fitch, Perkins wide open underneath. Perkins has it stripped by Rippeth. But a foul on the floor. Looks like it'll be on Grady Stewart.
Yeah.
Foul on Ezra Rippeth.
Which is his second also. So that's 2 fouls on Rippeth and McCullough, 2 of their 3 players that average over 10 points a game. See how that adjust things. We're going to see Sebastian Ray make his first appearance. And I'm guessing he's going to get McCullough.
So Grady Stewart and Gunnar McCullough both check out, the duo averaging 28 points per game up to this point in the season. Sebastian Ray checks in and Noah Houston re-enters. Fitch left side, spin move inside through contact, puts up the jumper, won't go. Rebound by Rippeth, thrown back into play. Perkins corrals the loose ball. Patterson, feed to Perkins, up with the left hand, drops it in for the deuce.
Well, good job just forcing it in there to the senior. Does a nice job of finishing away from the basket.
16-15 Shermans. Rippeth penetrates, kicks it out to Robinson. Big night for Rippeth against Paint Valley. 21 points for the senior, 3 of 4 from beyond the arc. Landon Robinson unable to knock down the 15-footer. The ball hit the back iron and touched the support above the backboard. A turnover for Zane Trace.
And we're going to see Rippeth check out now. So both of the players with 2 fouls have checked out. That was a decent look there for Robinson. Did a nice job getting open, just unable to connect.
So for the Pioneers, it's Barry, Robinson, Ray, Stewart, and Houston.
And you see a zone here from Zane Trace.
Strong defense atop the zone by Grady Stewart. Right wing, Zickafoos dribbles once, pass to Patterson. 2-3 zone for the Pioneers. Feed underneath the Perkins is poked away by Robinson. Loose ball corralled by Zickafoos. Driving baseline, banks it in.
Yeah, Zickafoos almost made a massive mistake, but hustles after it to keep it alive. And now he's got 5 on the day.
18-15, a 3-point lead for Unioto. 2.5 minutes into the second quarter. Pass by Barry, intercepted, Cutright, another steal. Finishes on the other end, largest lead of the night for Unioto.
Second steal, second layup for Caden Cutright. And it's going to bring this Unioto crowd much more into this contest.
Timeout, Zane Trace, the second of the night for Coach Cassidy. 30-second timeout for the Pioneers with 5:19 to go in the half.
And now here's where if Unioto can do it, they could possibly make a big impact in this, because Rippeth and McCullough are both in already, back into the game already. So they are going to look to try to play with them the rest of the half. So if I'm Unioto, I go after both of those two, because if you can get 3 fouls for either of them, that's going to be a big advantage for the rest of the contest because of what they can do. So Rippeth only 2 points so far, but McCullough 4 points, 5 rebounds. If Zane Trace doesn't have one or both of them on the floor, it's going to make them a lot more susceptible to the lack of depth that we talked about in the pregame until they get, there's a couple more seniors back. So I like this decision by Coach Cassidy. And like I said, I would go, I think you attack on the other side.
So out of the timeout, 20-15, Unioto leading. Little over 5 minutes to go in the half. Top of the key, McCullough hands it off to Rippeth. Rippeth down the lane, guarded by Patterson. Freshman on senior matchup, Rippeth draws the foul. It'll be the first on Landon Patterson. Check that, Caden Patterson.
I'll be honest, I think he fouled him 14 times before it finally got called there. You could tell how strong Rippeth is to kind of be moved around like that.
Robinson down low, pass into McCullough is intercepted. Caden Cutright forces the takeaway. Caden Patterson into the half court, skip pass to the left wing with Cutright. Cutright puts it on the floor, right side, hoops, pumps fakes, drives, baseline, kick to Perkins, who's fouled underneath. 2 more shots coming up for the 6'4 senior, KB Perkins.
Depending on who the foul was on, that's not a good foul if it's on Rippeth. So that's 3 on Rippeth now. So that's big.
Ten and a half points per game for the senior Ezra Rippeth. With 3 fouls, he'll check out. Roman Berry, the sophomore, re-enters for Coach Cassidy.
Yeah, and that's a big one because he's definitely got to sit the rest of the half now. Although, more times than not, you'll see that person just not even pick up a foul in the second half. which hopefully for our sake and Zane Trace's sake, he's able to play the entire second half after coming back.
So Perkins knocks down the pair. The lead is up to 7 for Unioto. Blake Hoops with pressure on the defensive side forces the held ball. Possession with the Pioneers. It'll stay on this end.
Hey, Unioto being really active with their hands, forcing 7 turnovers so far. They have none of their own.
So Barry inbounds to McCullough. Now back to Barry, the sophomore, averaging 1.5 points per game. Barry crosses over. Noah Houston, right side 3, off the mark. Rebound, Zikafus along the far sideline. Blake Coop steps into a long-range 3 off the front iron, won't go. Offensive rebound for Perkins. Inside, taken away, a clean steal by Robinson. Houston on the break, pass deflected out of bounds by Cutright. Just looking underneath for Gunnar McCullough. It'll stay on this end with the Pioneers as Blake Fitch re-enters for Unioto. And it looks like we'll get our first look at the 6'7" junior Dawson Mitchell here tonight.
Yeah, and I think where you saw how easily Landon Robinson ripped that ball loose on KB Perkins, probably think, well, we got to give him a couple minutes there, because Robinson just absolutely ripped that ball away like he was doing it from a child.
Right side, Landon Robinson can't connect from downtown, in and out for the senior. Sherman's going the other way. Fitch underneath through contact, can't finish, but an offensive rebound for Fitch. Put back won't go. Another offensive rebound for the junior, fading away, can't connect. Stewart the rebound for Zane Trace. So 2 looks at the basket for the Shermans, unable to knock down either. And a foul beyond the 3-point line. It'll be the junior Jackson Zikafus. Second of the quarter on Unioto, the first for Zikafus.
Yeah, and you don't want to go up and foul that far away from the basket. Good job attacking by Zane Trace to force it.
So Robinson takes it to the far sideline, into the corner. Grady Stewart can't connect from downtown. Rebound, Blake Hoops.
They're getting good looks, just not able to hit from 3 right now. And now Unioto taking some quick shots, some tough shots because of the Zane Trace defense. Good look inside from Noah Houston. Gunnar McCullough finishes on the interior. 6 points and 5 boards now for the junior.
So less than 3 minutes to go here in the first half. 22-17 Unioto.
Yeah, the Shermans have had a couple chances to extend the lead, but they've taken some less than ideal shots.
Fitch off the screen, cut right left side 3, off the back iron. Another rebound for Gunnar McCullough.
Yeah, and while Cutrate's on varsity been a good 3-point shooter, struggled a little bit this year.
And a sophomore Roman Berry into the half court, called for the travel.
Eight turnovers now for the Pioneers. We see Judah Hanks check in for the first time for Roman Berry. So that, the top of the zone right now for Zane Trace is going to be really long and active with Hanks and Stewart on top.
So Judah Hanks checks in for the first time tonight. Little over 2 minutes to go in the half. Zikafus back to cut right, top of the key. Swing pass to the right side with Blake Fitch. Right elbow, Zikafus back to Hoops, top of the key. Tough defense from Judah Hanks. Fitch's pass is intercepted by the goalkeeper, Judah Hanks. Pioneers going the other way. Noah Houston driving, right-handed runner won't go. Offensive rebound for Houston. Put back is good, and the foul.
Yeah, Dawson Mitchell was unable to corral the rebound because of the effort and physicality that Noah Houston was putting into that play. Great job by the senior Houston. Keep that play alive. Gets them within 3. Now he's at the line. A chance to cut it down even more.
Foul called on Dawson Mitchell. He'll sub out. The senior KB Perkins back in for Coach Combs. Houston unable to convert the 3-point play as the rebound is corralled by Perkins. Pioneers back within 3. Pass ahead by Fitch to cut right. cut right, a baseline drive, looking to get it out to Zickafoos, loses the basketball. Steal for Robinson. Stewart pass ahead to Hanks, banks it in for the deuce.
A good look ahead, good finish by Hanks, and now we're down to a 1-point game.
Timeout for the Shermans. 30-second timeout for Coach Combs. Will keep it here. Here come the Pioneers.
Yeah, Unioto not being super careful with the ball, and every time that it's getting loose at all, Zane Trace is on top of it to rip it out. That's 2 steals for Landon Robinson, 1 for Judah Hanks over the last few minutes. Once it was 22-15, and it felt like Unioto had a couple chances, but they took a couple of wild shots, some ill-advised shots, because of this zone that Zane Trace is playing. They've been very active and forcing them into taking those shots from the outside as opposed to the layups that they were getting early in the game. And they're doing this with Ezra Rippeth on the bench right now as well with those 3 fouls. So any positive run that Zane Trace gets on here without one of their best players on the floor is huge for them going into the break. See Jack Welch check back in for the Shermans.
So out of the timeout, Shermans lead by 1, 22-21, a little less than a minute and a half to go here in the second quarter. Sherman's looking to slow it down.
I think they're going to try to slow it down to try to get Zane Trace to come out of the zone, but I think Coach Cassidy's just going to sit back in it because why not?
No pressure by the Pioneers as Finch holds it close to half court, less than a minute to go in the quarter.
Yeah, like maybe you try to get a count would be about it. But right now, this is, to me, playing into the Pioneers' hands because one of your best players is with 3, another one with 2. So now you're likely going to be able to get through the rest of this half without those guys getting any additional foul trouble.
Welcome to basketball without a shot clock. 30 seconds to go in the half.
What do we see? 5.5 minutes down at North Adams.
Pressure from Hanks. Finch outlet pass to Welch. Now back to Finch, 20 to shoot for the Pioneers. Finch to Welch, now back to Finch. Guarded by Judah Hanks, 10 to shoot for the Shermans. Welch brings it to the left side. Zickafoos for 3, can't connect. Rebound Robinson. Pass ahead to McCullough, no time for a shot. And we'll head to the break. 22-21. 2 quarters into tonight's Scioto Valley Conference matchup between the Unioto Shermans and Zane Trace Pioneers. 10-minute break. Here in Frenchtown, we'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. a three-way tie for almost last place.
You look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie and Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
We welcome you back to Unioto High School. 22-21 lead for the Shermans at the break. Shermans 4-2, 4-1 in conference play coming into tonight. The Pioneers a perfect 7-0 and 5-0 in SVC play. Been a great game so far.
Yeah, Zane Trace had some turnover issues in the first quarter, and then they started to even those up with their defense in the second quarter. They went from down 7 late in the second quarter now to only 1 with that 6-0 run to finish the stanza by the Pioneers. And a lot of that was because of Landon Robinson on the defensive end. He's only got 4 points, but 6 rebounds, 2 steals, and an assist. Gunnar McCullough, 6 points, 6 rebounds. Noah Houston with a team high 7 points. Actually a game high 7 points on 3 of 5 shooting. 2 points for Ezra Rippeth and Judah Hanks. Big thing to look for, Ezra Rippeth with the 3 fouls where he sat most of that second quarter. 2 fouls for Gunnar McCullough. He was able to avoid any additional foul trouble there in the quarter, which was a big move for the Pioneers. So they didn't shoot the ball well from 3 really at all. They were like completely missing the basket at times, which you don't typically see out of a team that's shooting 40% from 3 on the year. But they didn't shoot the ball well. They had too many turnovers, had some foul trouble, and they're only down to 1. So I think if you're Coach Cassidy, you got to feel really good about where you're at right now, because you can just, hey guys, we couldn't have played much worse, and we're only down by a point. Now, if you're Coach Combs, you got to be looking at it a little bit different, because they played really well, but they missed 5 layups in that first quarter. They couldn't get layups in the second quarter because of that zone that Zane Trace went to, so I wouldn't be surprised if Zane Trace sticks with that. And really, it's a game that it feels like Unioto probably should be up by more than even just the 7 that they were up, because they're forcing a lot of turnovers or getting layups. But because Zane Trace took advantage of it and played really good basketball, which is why they're 7-0, that's why it's only a 1-point game at the half. So for Unioto, they are led by KB Perkins, who barely played. He played about the first 3 minutes, and then he played about 5 in that second quarter. 6 points, 3 rebounds for him. 5 points for Jackson Zinkafus, 4 points for Caden Cutright, 3 points for David Long, then 2 points for Blake Fitch and Blake Hoops. So if you look at each team's leading scorers coming into the game, so Blake Hoops, Blake Fitch have a combined 4 points. Gunnar McCullough and Grady Stewart have a combined 6 points for Zane Trace. So I would think that we're going to see a lot more scoring here in the second half, just based off of those key players that have played really well this season to start getting going shooting-wise. So, Fitch and Hoops shot a combined 2 for 15 in that first half. So it's something that, you don't really expect out of those two that shoot a pretty high level. So I think if you're Coach Combs that way, you're not too concerned, but you also got to make sure that your guys are finishing around the hoop and you're also taking advantage of any turnovers you may get. If you're Zane Trace, you got to make sure you're not getting in any more foul trouble, and you just got to be relaxed on your shots. I think missing a couple of those first few shots pretty badly, I think got them a little shaken, because really outside of the Noah Houston 3 in that first quarter, they weren't really particularly that close. They almost got a tip in off of one, but for the most part, it's been a struggle shooting-wise for Zane Trace, which, as we've mentioned, has been a great shooting team this year. And I think Coach Cassidy we're going to likely stick with that zone, but also you're going to, you want to be very active defensively with your hands, because you forced the 3 turnovers for Unioto late in that second quarter, and that's where you got back in the game. So you want to be active hand-wise. Anytime Perkins brings the ball down in the paint, you got to try to get your hands on it like they did, which forced a couple turnovers.
And John, obviously for the Pioneers, a quiet half for Grady Stewart, averaging 14 points per game. If you're Coach Cassidy, what do you have to do to get the junior going here in the next 2 quarters?
Well, this is the only thing about not playing hardly at all on varsity last year, even if it was just like here and there. This is really, they played at Westfall, which is a tough place to play, but this is your first big rivalry game if you're Grady Stewart. So if you're Coach Cassidy, you just got to get him to relax. Say, hey, you've scored 14 points a game so far this year. You've shot it over 50% from 3. You just got to play, dude. Because if he just plays, they're in good shape, because, he's been one of their go-to guys so far this season. And there's no reason why he can't do it again, here today. But he's got the ball stolen a couple times by Caden Cutright for layups. He's just got to play with a little more confidence, which is clearly what he's been doing so far this year. But if he can play with a little bit more confidence, then I think he's in for a big second half.
And John, I believe going back to the first half to close out the second quarter, a 4-0 run to end the frame, a 6-0 run to end the frame for Zane Trace. What do you got to do to keep that going? And for Unioto, what do you have to get back to widen up the margin here in the next quarter?
Well, I think for Zane Trace, you got to just keep playing defense. You got to, at the point of which they needed to make that run, Unioto was on a fairly big run. You want to try to make sure they're not getting any more of those, and you want to do a good job defensively if you're Zane Trace. If you're Unioto, you got to try to get the ball some more interior shots. It's been tough so far for Fitch and Hoops, and they're not used to that. So I think if you're Coach Combs, you keep going to those two. You go for the driving kicks out to Zickafoose and Cutright. You try to get the ball inside to Perkins if you can. But either way, I think both teams would tell you they didn't play their best half, and that it's a one-point game. So they're probably going to be feeling pretty good coming out here in this second half.
Big thank you to Kenneth Hay for making the short drive over here to Unioto to once again bring you live coverage of this historic rivalry between the Shermans and Zane Trace Pioneers. One of the shorter trips we have the privilege of making throughout the winter sports season. Over at the School of Beauty, the McLean Tigers and Adena Warriors girls basketball facing off Wednesday night. If you didn't get a chance to watch that live, ended up being a pretty good basketball game, with McLean etching their 10th win of the season. Big one this Saturday for the Tigers tomorrow afternoon against the Hillsboro Indians. Big FAC matchup in that conference.
I'll be there.
Speaking of FAC, a big one tomorrow night for the Pioneers at home as they host Adam Guthrie and company.
I'll be there. So getting some work in tomorrow.
So the second half will begin with the Shermans on the offensive side. It'll be cut right to inbound near side for Unioto.
Although we only have 2 officials out right now. So
a 22-21 first half lead for the Shermans. Now with an officiating crew at full strength. Third quarter underway, Shermans and Pioneers here in Frenchtown. Zickafoos feed to Hoops, back to Perkins, inside, can't get to go, off the window, rebound goes to McCullough.
Good job there, just getting the high-low action, just unable to finish inside.
So the junior Grady Stewart takes it across half court for the Pioneers. CT now into their half court offense, feed underneath into the short corner. McCullough pulls up for the mid-range jumper, won't go. Perkins fights for the defensive rebound for the Shermans.
Each team gets a pretty good look so far, unable to finish.
Fitch right wing now, top of the key with Hoops, over to cut right left side. Back to Fitch near side, Zickafoos all the way over to cut right. On the far wing, entry pass to Hoops, off the glass, 15-footer won't go, rebound Stewart. So the Shermans come up empty-handed on their first two trips on the offensive side. Underneath, loose ball is corralled by Blake Hoops. Shermans now in transition. Into the corner, Zickafoos from downtown, can't connect. Rebound Robinson.
7th rebound now for Landon Robinson.
So both teams remain scoreless. First 90 seconds of the third quarter. Low post McCullough. Drop step inside, up with the right hand, won't go. Strong interior defense by Perkins, who corrals the rebound.
That's a nice move inside by McCullough, but just a little too physical there by Perkins.
Fitch off the Perkins screen, penetrates inside, 12-foot jumper off to the right side, rebound Noah Houston. 2 minutes in, no points for either team. Houston the other way, 15-footer is good.
Just too many open shots for Noah Houston.
Sherman's quickly the other way, Caden Cutright driving baseline, tries to throw it back into play, loose ball corralled by McCullough. Houston on the break, bounce pass inside to Rippeth. A foul on the floor, it'll be Blake Fitch.
He tried to get in position, but the position he got in was not, the bait was not taken there by Ezra Rippeth as he goes away from the contact. That's why it ends up being a little bit of a flop and a lot of bit of a foul.
Left side three, Grady Stewart onto the board for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I don't care if he was 0 for 3 before that. You can't just leave him open. 55% from 3. That dude can absolutely stroke it from deep as he does it right there. First 3 points, as you said, for Grady Stewart.
4-point lead now for the Pioneers. Fitch feed to Coy, looking underneath for Perkins. Loose ball corralled by Houston. Another turnover for Unioto. Robinson pushing the tempo the other way. Backs it out to Noah Houston. Stewart back to Houston. Now Rippeth driving inside, up and under, back out beyond the arc to Robinson.
It's now an 11-0 run going back about halfway through the second quarter now for the Pioneers.
Rippeth back into the ball game for Coach Cassidy. Missed a large part of the first half as he notched his third foul a little over halfway into the second quarter. Inside, Rippeth steps through, rejected by Coy. Rebound for the sophomore as well.
A good play there by Coy, just using his length.
Halfway through the third quarter, Shermans remain scoreless in the second half.
Yeah, really, since Zane Trace went to this zone, Unioto has not had an answer for it.
Coy to Hoops. Steps through, corner three for Fitch, won't go. Offensive rebound for KB Perkins, keeps the possession alive for the Shermans. Coy steps into a long-range three off the front iron, rebound McCullough. Pioneers the other way, Stewart driving baseline off the side of the backboard, but an offensive rebound for McCullough.
9 for McCullough.
Ezra Rippeth left wing. Guarded by Hoops, and a timeout for Zane Trace, the third for Coach Cassidy. It'll be a 30-second timeout for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Zane Trace not sub again in this half. So using these timeouts in a smart way here by Coach Cassidy, as you know, he got some decent minutes from Hanks, but I don't know if he's going to trust anyone else besides these 5 that have been out there for the majority of this first 5 minutes of action. So for Unioto, they are 0 for 6 this half. Yeah, 0 for 6 this half, 2 turnovers, unable to score. Not really, they got a decent look inside from Perkins on the first possession, but that was the only shot they've had inside of 15 feet.
Big thank you to all of our winter sports live stream sponsors, the Glockner family of dealerships, Parmar Stores, Willie and Son Trucking, the Schmidt Family Restaurant Group, Glow Fiber, and Tomlinson Insurance. Pioneer basketball near side, Robinson, entry pass to Stewart. Now back to Robinson beyond the volleyball line. Robinson off the screen for 3, off the backboard, won't go, but another offensive rebound for McCullough. Put back is good for the 6'2 junior.
Yeah, McCullough just absolutely dominating this game. 8 points, 10 rebounds now for the junior.
Shermans continue to move the ball around the perimeter. Zone defense giving Unioto fits here in the second half. Perkins, body move underneath, strong move for the senior for the Deuce.
Yeah, that's the first time since the first possession that they've really tried to attack the basket. Good job by KB Perkins right there. 8 points to go along with 6 boards for the senior.
First points of the half for the Shermans. Stewart going all the way, can't get the finger roll layup to go, rebound Finch. Shermans with numbers the other way. Zekafus finishes on the other end. And a whistle after the basket. The referee's discussing. And John, by the hand signals, it looks like they're thinking about. I'm not sure, to be honest, actually. For a second, I thought they may have been trying to wave the basket off.
But I think it's probably a delay of game because I think Zekafus might have touched it after it went through. And then you just warn it, but I didn't know that actually had a signal. So that must be just what that signal is.
So the basket counts for Zekafus. Unioto back within 2, 4-0 run for the Shermans. Rippeth off the screen, no inside pass for McCullough. Now Stewart inside to the junior, and a foul on the floor. It'll be David Long recently checking in for the Shermans, first of the night for the junior.
That was, I'm going to say, a good foul because McCullough was going to be able to just roll to his right for a layup there.
So McCullough inbounds underneath to Robinson. Now back to McCullough. Outlet pass. Rippeth for 3. Can't get it to go. Long rebound corralled by Stewart. Skip pass into the right corner. Noah Houston for 3. Off the mark. Zekafus fights for the rebound and a loose ball foul on Houston. So 2 good looks from beyond the arc for the Pioneers. Unable to knock down either.
Yeah, good looks is absolutely correct. Really good looks with their feet set, just unable to get them to fall. I think if you're Coach Cassie, you take that every time for the rest of the game. But good job once again by Gunnar McCullough to keep that last possession alive.
KB Perkins re-enters for the Shermans. Perkins into the corner. Zekafus for the lead. Off the back iron. Rebound goes to the Pioneers. Stewart corralled the rebound. Outlet pass deflected out of bounds by Blake Hoops. Robinson set to inbound down low for Zane Trace. Full court pressure by the Shermans. Robinson into McCullough far side. McCullough uncontested takes it across the timeline for ZT.
Hey, and they get the ball to start the fourth, so.
Shades of the end of the second quarter, same end of the floor. Perkins now forces a count. McCullough hands it off to Rippeth. Minute 10 to go in the quarter. Rippeth down the lane, lost the handle, called for 1 too many steps as the senior seemingly dribbled it off of his own foot. It's cut right, re-enters for Jackson Zekafus.
Yeah, good minutes from Zickerfoos there. Now with 7, second behind KB Perkins. 10th turnover of the game for the Pioneers.
Cut right into the corner. Blake Hoops driving baseline and a foul on the floor. It'll be another on Noah Houston. Second on the junior. Check that, second on the senior. So baseline out of bounds play coming up for the Shermans. Fitch into Hoops in the short corner, hands it back over to Fitch, who backs it out. 45 ticks to go in the quarter. 28-26, Zane Trace leading. Cut right, driving inside, passes out of the shot into the right corner with Hoops, who now penetrates, trying to get it inside to Perkins. It's taken away by McCullough, whose pass going the other way is taken away by Cutright. So the Shermans steal an extra possession to end the third quarter.
Very fortunate for the Shermans there, as it looked like Zane Trace was going to be able to extend the lead and get the ball to start the fourth.
The SVC leader in interceptions last season, Caden Cutright, with a big one here in the waning seconds of the third quarter. Hoops to Fitch, 3 to shoot. Hoops hands it off. Jack Welch cannot get the shot off in time. Nonetheless, strong defense on the perimeter by the senior Landon Robinson. Low-scoring quarter, 28-26, 8 minutes to go in regulation. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week, presented by Willie and Son Trucking, each week at sosaohio.com.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
We welcome you back to tonight's broadcast. 28-26, Pioneers leading after 3. They'll have the basketball to begin the fourth.
Yeah, not the prettiest basketball there in that quarter. 7-4, the Pioneers take the quarter. Started on a 7-0 run. Unioto finishes on a 4-0 run, and that's how we're at this 28-26 score right now.
Here in Frenchtown, the last 3 seasons, this matchup has been decided by an average of 1.6 points. That sequence holding up here tonight. As the freshman Caden Patterson guarding the senior Landon Robinson pokes it out of bounds. It'll stay on this end with Zane Trace. Stewart now inbounding far side into the backcourt to the senior Robinson. Now McCullough top of the key with Rippeth. Rippeth back to Robinson beyond the arc right side. Robinson driving inside, spins, fading away, can't get it to go. Rebound Hoops.
Had a big size advantage there, just fades away.
Defensive stop to begin the quarter for the Shermans. Fitch's pass down low is kicked. Looking for Perkins as the foot of Gunnar McCullough stopped the basketball. It's a baseline out of bounds play for the Shermans. Fitch underneath for Unioto. Fitch into Hoops, down low, cannot get the shot to go, but draws the foul.
They're just attacking the basket there. The Shermans have to do more of that here in this fourth quarter. Good ball fake and then drive to the hoop. I think if Robinson doesn't turn his shoulder on that, it's probably not going to get called.
And John, seemingly for both teams, as Hoops knocks down the first. Not a great night beyond the arc.
No, not a good night beyond the arc at all. But that's where you got to be able to adjust some things. Get the nice drive to the basket there by Hoops. Try to get yourself back in this game. Try to get the first tie of the game. We haven't had a tie. We've had 6 lead changes, no ties.
Second free throw for Hoops is good, and we're knotted up at 28 apiece. Roman Berry returns in between free throws for Ezra Rippeth. He still has 3 fouls, although hasn't had one since halfway through the second quarter. Jackson Zickafoos back in for the Shermans. In for Blake Hoops.
And Unioto getting the sub in to put the pressure on. But a good job there by Zane Trace. Just getting the ball to McCullough, have him bring it up. That's going to ease the pressure because you're not going to drop a guard off of their man to guard a big.
Berry to Robinson. Down the lane and a foul underneath. It'll be Blake Fitch, should be his third.
Yeah, just trying to slide over and take the charge. I don't know if there's much contact there, and it's just kind of didn't really need to do it. You got there in position. You don't have to take that contact. So you get in position and make it to where he's got to throw that ball elsewhere. That's a big one because that's 3 on Fitch.
Hoops re-enters for the freshman Patterson. Gunnar McCullough on the quick inbound, can't finish. Hoops the rebound, pass ahead to Cutright. Shermans back out in front by 2.
An 8-0 run now for the Shermans.
(30-28). Unioto. Berry inside, up for the layup, can't get it to go. Rebound goes to Finch. Pass ahead, Cutright, up with the right hand, off the backboard, no good. Rebound McCullough.
And that's going to be on Fitch.
Foul on the basketball, the 4th for Blake Fitch. Fitch going to come out. David Long going to check in.
Well, you got a chance to extend the lead to 4. You miss a layup, and then you just get the foul on the hustle. Good hustle back for Zane Trace to not give up on that play and make that a tough layup for Caden Cutright.
So a 2-point lead for the Shermans, 90 seconds into the 4th quarter.
That should be on the screen, but.
And a foul on David Long as Rippeth crossed the timeline.
He must have completely jumped in front of the screen.
That'll be the second.
3 now on the
junior.
3 now on the Shermans. So
into the backcourt with Robinson. John mentioned 3 fouls already on the quarter for Unioto. Tough defense up top by Zickafoos. Now Stewart lost the handle. Cutright with the steal, but loses it going the other way. As the officials blow the play dead, seemingly a slick spot around the midline. 2 players losing their footing. They stop the clock at 6:11.
Is that like a ball don't lie type situation where like that was just horrible luck for Zane Trace, so Unioto gets the bad luck too? And it's such a weird spot to have.
Haven't had too many players diving for loose balls here tonight.
Especially
so
out
maybe
at
we
the,
have a roof leak potentially.
Yeah, it wouldn't shock me. It's rained for like the last 3 weeks.
Nonetheless, it'll be Pioneer ball, 6:11 to go in the quarter. 2-point lead for Unioto.
Good officiating there, just to stop the play so we don't have any injuries.
Stewart into Robinson, full court pressure by Zickafoos.
Zickafoos has to be smart though. You can't pick up that 4th team foul right at that spot.
Robinson feet underneath McCullough with the left hand, ties it at 30.
And probably some contact there as well. Now a double-double for McCullough. Good feed, great finish for Gunnar McCullough. 10 points, 11 boards for the junior. Stepping up in his biggest game of the season so far.
Cutright puts it on the floor, dishes it off to Hoops. Hoops calls for the isolation down the lane, hop step inside, up for the layup, rolls it in. Tough shot by the senior Blake Hoops.
That's something he's done his whole 4-year varsity career, just making tough shots in the lane. Good finish there. 6 points now for Hoops, 4 of which in this fourth quarter.
Rippeth off the screen, brings it to the middle of the floor. Now left side, hands it off to Landon Robinson. Robinson to Rippeth, driving left side, right-handed runner off the back of the rim. Loose ball out of bounds, Sherman basketball.
That's why we don't call them from up here, because it looked like Perkins and Hoops were both fighting for that board.
So the Shermans take over 3 minutes into the fourth with a chance to extend their 2-point lead here in this Saturday night Scioto Valley Conference rivalry matchup. Perkins to cut right, left side. Cut right back to Zikafouche, top of the key. Looking underneath for Perkins. Nothing home, now Hoops. Hoops down the lane, dishes it off. Perkins up for the layup, banks it in.
Good drive, good finish. Playing without your point guard, you got to make some different changes. Great job.
Largest lead of the half for Unioto. And a timeout for Coach Cassidy, their fourth. Full timeout for the Pioneers. We'll step aside. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Glow Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real, reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glow Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glow Fiber is here. Welcome to Glow Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLOW or visit glowfiber.com to switch today.
Kimberly. Tons of practice. One chop away from a black belt. 7 of the best sidekicks. And 5 years since her cancer diagnosis at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Unioto High School. 34-30 lead for the Shermans. A little less than halfway through the fourth quarter. Pioneer basketball out of the break.
Pioneers kind of going through the same funk Unioto was early on the shots on the interior. They're getting good looks, just not finishing. That had to be a topic of conversation there for Coach Cassidy during that long timeout.
Rippeth hands it off to Houston. Houston lost the basketball. Loose ball corralled by Hoops. Pushed ahead, Zikafouche on the other end, lays it up for 2.
Yeah, Zikafouche been very active with his hands. Does a great job there, forcing that ball loose, finishing at the rim.
Robinson going the other way, lost the basketball, a steal for Perkins. And another costly turnover for the Pioneers.
It's 14 turnovers now for the Pioneers to 9 for the Shermans.
Zikafouche to Perkins, top of the key. Now left side with Caden Cutright, and an offensive foul down the lane on Perkins, away from the basketball.
Didn't see the complete action, but with how quickly it was called, I would say that Gunnar McCullough just cut him off to the spot. And Perkins just tried to run. Yeah, Perkins just tried to run through it. Just pretty easy call. Good job by Gunnar McCullough getting to the spot.
The Pioneers trail by 6, a little over 3 minutes to go in the fourth. Robinson entry pass left side to Rippeth.
Uh-oh.
Now back to Stewart, top of the key. Stewart down the lane. Right side midi for Houston, won't go, but an offensive rebound for McCullough. McCullough back up for the second chance opportunity, delivers.
Yeah, McCullough just playing super well tonight. Just got a little more to his legs.
And a timeout for Unioto. Full court pressure by the Pioneers caught the Shermans by surprise. It'll be a full timeout for Coach Combs. We'll take a break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par Mar has it. Download the Par Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
We welcome you back to Unioto High School, 36-32. Shermans leading the Pioneers. 2:50 to go in the fourth.
And we got 3 timeouts for Unioto, only 1 for Zane Trace. The possession arrow is Unioto's. The next foul against the Shermans will lead to free throws for the rest of the contest for Zane Trace. Zane Trace has 3 fouls to give. I like the move to go back to Blake Fitch here. Really good minutes from David Long, but you want to get your point guard in.
Fitch trapped. Outlet pass to Cutright. Passes it across the timeline to Hoops. Hoops, nice find underneath. Zickafoos off the glass.
Yeah, it looked like he had him open initially.
Cutright with the steal, going the other way. Cross crease pass to Zickafoos, can't answer.
That's going to be free throws now.
And a foul underneath on Zickafoos. Although it looks like the foul may have been signaled in on Cutright. We'll await the scoreboard to update it. Nonetheless, yes, the foul, the first on Caden Cutright here tonight.
He's played really good defense so far. He's 6 steals for Cutright to go along with the 6 points. But it's going to be, well, this is a break for Zane Trace. That they're going to send Robinson to the line instead of Stewart. I wouldn't be surprised if that was Coach Cassidy that told him, because that was Stewart that got fouled.
So Robinson to the line for 2 shots, able to knock down the first.
Yeah, Landon Robinson wasn't remotely close to that play. Like, that's great job by Coach Cassidy there of getting that overturned to get your 90% free throw shooter at the line over a 67% free throw shooter.
So Robinson now a chance to make it a 4-point game, which he's unable to do.
Now Gunnar McCullough gets another rebound, and now he's going to go to the free throw line for the first time tonight.
Loose ball foul on the Shermans. It's Blake Hoops. So Gunnar McCullough back to the line. And although unconventional, a chance now for Zane Trace to convert a 3-point play.
Yeah, 12 points for Gunnar McCullough and 13 boards. He's shot it really well at the line so far this year. Misses that first one at 79% at the line.
McCullough misses the first. This one to make it a 4-point game, which he rattles home. 38-34 Unioto. Zickafoos into Hoops near side, now Fitch. Fitch with Robinson. Now Stewart comes up for the double team. Fitch into the half court, Hoops. Feed underneath to Cutright, who backs it out.
Good find, but smart play there.
Hoops down the lane, scoop layup won't go. Offensive rebound around the 3-point line for Cutright. Extended possession for the Shermans, 2 minutes to go in the fourth.
That's
Fitch
bad.
Fouled hard and an intentional whistled in on the Pioneers.
I mean, it's a foul. It's a hard foul, but I don't know.
So free throws coming up for the Shermans with the clock stopped.
You can't just grab him, but now you got Blake Fitch, a 90% free throw shooter over the last 2 seasons at the line.
Fitch, I believe, led the state
Yes.
in free throw shooting a season ago. He knocks down the first.
Yeah, and that was a SVC record, which it looks like he may have to compete with Landon Robinson for that this season.
Front end good for Fitch. Second free throw on the way is as well.
That's really big. Like,
so the intentional foul, 2 free throws, both converted by Fitch, and the basketball for Unioto. Costly foul for the Pioneers.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit of that inexperience. They haven't been down late in a game yet this year. So they haven't had to foul like that.
Fitch with the basketball into the half court for the Shermans. Suffocating defense by Robinson beyond the arc. And Fitch fouled once again, the third of the quarter for Zane Trace.
It's going to be hard for them to get the ball away from Blake Fitch in this situation because, well, they have solid free throw shooters across the board, especially with Jackson Zikafu shooting 88%. You still want your guy over 90% at the line.
Into the into the backcourt, Blake Fitch quickly fouled.
We'll see if they just play solid defense now. They got themselves where the clock's going to be stopped some.
3 fouls now on the senior Landon Robinson. All defensive fouls now will be free throws for the offensive team.
I'm fouling right here now if I'm Zane Trace.
Hoops back to Fitch. Fitch now across the timeline. And a quick timeout by Unioto. Full timeout for the Shermans. We'll take a break. You're watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Richard. Countless nights in the garage. 8 shiny new pistons. 1 very happy 16-year-old granddaughter. And 2 years since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health.
We welcome you back to Frenchtown, 40-34. Sherman's leading, a little over a minute and a half to go here in regulation. Both teams into the double bonus. The defensive fouls will be free throws on the other end. Cutright inbounding far side into hoops, now back to Cutright. Cutright driving inside and is quickly fouled by Landon Robinson. So Cutright will have 2 free throws with 1:29 to go in the fourth.
And really, that's a good foul because anybody besides Blake Fitch getting the ball and you get to the foul line, they haven't done this a whole lot in their career. So I like that foul. Because remember, last year, Unioto was down by about the same score differential-wise.
First shot for Cutright is no good.
About the same score differential-wise last year. They started fouling early, and eventually they got back. They, I believe, tied it with just under a minute left. So I like the strategy to foul early.
Second shot for Cutright is good. Lead up to 7 for Unioto. Leave their largest lead of the night. Stewart, left side to Robinson. Pass to Rippeth, taken away. Blake Fitch with the steal. Fitch is fouled by Robinson, his 4th. Now the 5th on Robinson.
And that's big because he's your main ball handler. He's your most experienced player, but now he will be done. 5 points on the night to go along with 8 rebounds, 3 assists for the senior point guard.
Fitch able to knock down the first. Roman Perry will come in for Robinson.
Also, this is fantastic officiating because you get either 20 to 30 seconds to make your sub, and they never did it. They didn't even acknowledge that was the 5th foul for Robinson. So it's like you got it. Like if you're Coach Cassidy, you want that extra time to at least make Fitch think about it longer.
And Fitch misses the back end of the trip. David Long back in for the Shermans, subbing in for Perkins. Rippeth driving inside through contact, can't get it to go, off the glass, rebound Zickafoose. And a held ball signaled possession with the Shermans.
It's a good job there, just not fouling if you're Zane Trace. Try to get that jump ball. Now you have the possession arrow back. So far, the last 2 possessions, when Unio's had to shoot foul shots, they split them, but Zane Trace hasn't been able to take advantage to get any closer.
Judah Hanks checks in for the first time this half. Fitch inbounding baseline, quarterback pass to half court, caught by Zickafoose. Behind the back pass to Blake Hoops, who finishes on the other end. 10-point lead for the Shermans.
Jackson Zickafoose has been awesome tonight for the Shermans.
Houston to Stewart. Pass to half court, deflected by Hoops, going the other way. Hoops up for the layup, can't get it to go. Rebound McCullough. McCullough's pass up the floor. Didn't look like there was any deflection, but they're going to signal it the Pioneers' way. 2 of the 3 officials will converge. It didn't appear there was any Sherman tip on the pass ahead. Will await the official decision. 35.9 seconds to go here in the 4th quarter. 10-point lead for Unioto over Zane Trace.
What I said in the pregame about Jackson Zickafoose and Caden Cutright would have to play well. They've both done so. Cutright with 7 points and 6 steals on the night. Jackson Zickafoose with 11 to go along with 4 rebounds, and has just been all over the court defensively. Like those 2, they did exactly what Coach Combs needed out of them. Coach Fitch's defensive strategy was great to just not let Zane Trace get going from the 3-point line.
Cutright inbound to Hoops. Quickly fouled. He'll head to the line for 2 shots.
To the 3rd on Noah Houston.
First shot for Blake Hoops is good. Long back in for Perkins.
Right now it is a 19-6 4th quarter here for the Shermans. Make it 20.
Hoops able to knock down the pair, lead up to 12 for Unioto. Barry up the far sideline across half court. Off the screen, Barry pass underneath to McCullough, up with the right hand. McCullough continues his solid night and brings the Pioneers back within 10. Timeout, Zane Trace. Full timeout for the Pioneers. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, you mentioned a really solid night for Gunnar McCullough. 15 points along with 14 rebounds. The junior has done everything he could to keep the Pioneers in this game. It's just they missed a lot of shots inside, too many turnovers. 6 more turnovers here in the 4th quarter for 17 on the game. It's just, but what are they getting back in a few days? Their senior point guard. So you're going to return your senior point guard, and then Landon Robinson can kind of play a more natural position, and they're just going to be even better throughout. But for the Shermans, after they lose a tight game up at Westfall where they missed a lot of shots inside and it never got better, this has been the opposite. They missed a lot of shots inside in that 1st quarter. They were just cold everywhere in that 3rd quarter. But they really haven't missed many on the interior after that 1st quarter, and that's where they've really been able to take advantage in this game.
No timeouts remaining for Coach Cassidy and the Zane Trace Pioneers. 46-36, a little over 24 seconds to go in the 4th. Hoops inbounding along the baseline for the Shermans. Into Fitch. quickly found by either Noah Houston or Roman Berry. It looks like it'll be whistled in on Noah Houston, his fourth.
Yeah, now you get your best free throw shooter at the line. He's only 3 of 4 tonight, so that 90% average has dropped a little bit, but six points now for Fitch to go on with 5 rebounds.
Fitch sinks the pair, lead back up to 12 for Unioto. Hanks up the floor, McCullough along 2 off the front iron, rebound Hoops. Hoops into the half court. Passes it out, Cutright gonna dribble it out. There will not be a gold ball in the SVC this season. 48-36 the final in Frenchtown.
Yeah, and full credit to Unioto coming back there after they were down by as much as 6 in that third quarter after they went on that really extended dry run to be able to make a comeback and earn this big win that's going to really set up a big-time one in Kinnikinnick in a little over a month.
Now a 3-way tie atop the Scioto Valley Conference. Zane Trace, Westfall, and Unioto all sit at 5-1. 48-36 the final. Here tonight, we'll step aside. You've been watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.
Hey, Mike Glockner here from the Glockner family of dealerships. Want to talk to you about our express service that we offer at every Glockner location. Did you know that you don't need an appointment if you need a routine service done to your vehicle? All you have to do is show up. No appointment necessary. Stop by and let us serve you at any Glockner location today.
Glo Fiber is now in Ohio. And with gig speed fiber internet, we're keeping things real. As in real reliable speeds. Real people who really want to talk to you. Not to mention, real simple pricing. Switch to Glo Fiber today to get real fast, real reliable fiber internet and your first month free. Glo Fiber is here. Welcome to Glo Ohio. Call 1-833-WANT-GLO or visit glofiber.com to switch today.
Since 1853, Tomlinson Insurance has been protecting families, farms, and businesses in our community. As an independent agency, we offer personalized coverage for your auto, home, farm, and business, plus health and life insurance too. And we proudly partner with Erie Insurance to give you peace of mind with reliable coverage at competitive rates. Tomlinson Insurance. Let our history be your future. Call us today at 740-773-4181 or visit us at tomlinsonins.com.
Mark. 6 months of training. 8 miles to go. A 3-way tie for almost last place.
Look good in these shorts, right?
And 3 years since he and his team at Ohio Health left cancer in the dust.
If there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon. That's the slogan, and that's what we believe at Par-Mar stores. From groceries to gas and all the other stuff you need, Par-Mar has it. Download the Par-Mar app for even more savings, and don't forget the Par-Mar rewards card too. We also believe in being a big part of your community, so look for us at the ball game or wherever you are. Shop us today, like us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and remember, if there's not a Par-Mar store near you now, there will be soon.
Caleb Williams has transferred to Wendy's for the new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This burger's my inspiration, and I just hope to inspire you.
Oh, you have inspired us.
Thought we were doing names on the headband.
Get it together. Choose wisely. Choose Wendy's new loaded nacho cheeseburger.
This broadcast is brought to you in part by Willie and Son Trucking. Willie and Son Trucking has been a proud supporter of local student athletes, coaches, and athletic programs throughout its history. Be sure to look out for the Shack Athlete of the Week presented by Willie & Son Trucking each week at sosaohio.com.
48-36, the final here in Frenchtown, the largest margin of victory here at Unioto in 4 seasons. In the meeting between these two teams, sets up a 3-way tie atop the Scioto Valley Conference with all 3 of Unioto, Westfall, and Zane Trace sitting at 5-1 through 6 games.
Yeah, the big difference in this game, there's really 3 stats I think really stand out. 22-8 in the fourth quarter. I mean, obviously, anytime you outscore someone by 14 points in the final quarter of play, probably going to win the game. Zane Trace had 17 turnovers to Unioto's 9, and then Zane Trace averages 6 threes a game, and they hit 2 tonight. So the fact Unioto was able to run them off the line, force them to go to the basket, where they still were getting some good looks, but it was, I thought Unioto rushed, kind of got them into a rush at times, and that was ultimately the difference maker in this game. And another difference maker in this game was Blake Hoops. 12 points, 8 rebounds, 5 steals, and 5 assists for the senior. 4 of those assists came in the fourth quarter of play, so he was outstanding. He was outstanding throughout the night. But Unioto also, we mentioned in the pregame that they needed maybe Jackson Zickafoose and Caden Cutright not to hit their average, which was a little over 16 points a game, but at least get in the general range. Well, they got over it. They combined for 17 points and 7 rebounds, or 18 points and 7 rebounds, 11 points for Jackson Zickafoose. Also had 4 rebounds. Correction, it was 7 steals. That's what I was trying to say. Caden Cutright, 7 points, 6 steals, was just super active with his hands the entire game and did a really good job of finishing around the rim. Blake Fitch finished with 7 points, doing a lot of that, 5 for 6 at the free throw line in the fourth quarter, also with 5 rebounds. And then Katie Perkins in his return after sitting on Tuesday, 10 points and 7 rebounds. Also for the Shermans, they got good minutes from David Long. Came in, hit a 3, and had couple steals in that first quarter, and then just gave some overall good minutes after that. Isaac Coy, Caden Patterson, Jack Welch, Dawson Mitchell. The fact that they were able to go 10 deep on their roster, I think made them a little more to where they weren't winded near the end of the game.
So, a little more conditioned.
Yeah, so the conditioning ends up being kind of easy whenever you can play a bunch of different people. So it was a nice performance for Coach Combs' team to show his depth. I thought Coach Fitch did a good job with the defensive game plan. Coach Easterday does a great job with the offensive stuff. And, you know, it's a good coaching staff, and then you throw in a really good coach in Matt Combs. And, you know, that's going to make this team really dangerous throughout the year. Now, for Zane Trace, Coach Cassidy's done a great job for them so far. They just, to me, looked a little winded there late. They were led by Gunnar McCullough, 15 points, 14 rebounds, 7 of 12 shooting. And I would say at least 2 of those misses, he got his own rebound and put back on. So he was outstanding throughout the entire night. Had a couple of steals as well. 9 points for Noah Houston, well above his average. 3 rebounds, 5 points, 8 rebounds, and 3 assists for Landon Robinson. He also fouled out with about 1:20 left in the game. 3 points for Grady Stewart. To me, that was the biggest thing of the game for Unioto overall, was slowing him down. He had averaged 14 points a game. He only took 5 shots at all in the game. So just being able to eliminate him from even glancing at the rim was a key in this win. And I think that was a lot of, Caden Cutright in that instance. 2 points for Ezra Rippeth and Judah Hanks as well. Rowan Berry gave some good minutes as well. So,
and John, for the Pioneers, a tough one tomorrow night at home against Miami Trace, but brighter days ahead for the Zane Trace basketball team. You're going to get Landon Jarrell back in your 2 toughest conference games from the first half. After you play Huntington just after the new year in the township, you're going to open up the second half of league play. You're going to get Westfall at home, and you're going to get the Shermans at home. So seemingly the toughest part of the league schedule in the rearview mirror for first-year head coach Tyler Cassidy. Be sure to tune into the Haynes Total Healthcare Coaches Call-In Show later tonight. Official start time 9:30 or 10 p.m. Be surprised if we don't hear from Coach Combs, Coach Cassidy, or maybe both, along with other area coaches as well. A lot of big games here tonight and also tomorrow. Be sure to stay tuned on all of the socials to stay up to date with local area sports.
Yeah, it was, we appreciate the sponsors and anybody that tuned in to listen to us, blabber on. And then, Coach/AD Matt Combs helping us get set up here in our typical spot. WKKJ kind of working with us a little bit as well. So, and then as always, Kenneth Hay coming over and making the long trip over here today. I mean, he lives much closer to Zane Trace than he does here, so I don't care if it's only 7 minutes. So, it was nice crowd. I think the next time these two play will probably be a little prettier as far as the, each play. But, overall, it's just, it's a game where, you got teams that are competing super hard, and ultimately just the little more experienced team in Unioto ends up winning here in the end.
So the Pioneers at home tomorrow night against an undefeated 6-0 Miami Trace Panther team for Unioto. Off until next Monday, making the trip to Round Town, taking on the Circleville Tigers to wrap up their pre-holiday season schedule.
On the Glow Fiber court, I'm guessing.
Glow Fiber Gymnasium.
Maybe.
Formerly the Horizon Gymnasium. Nonetheless, that'll wrap up our coverage tonight of Scioto Valley Conference boys basketball. For Kenneth Hay, John Bruce, I'm Dewey Daly saying so long from Unioto High School. You've been watching Ohio High School boys basketball on Southern Ohio Sports Authority, presented by Ohio Health.